I have a dream that all men are created equal. And I stand therefore before you humbled by your courage, with a heart full of love for all of you.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.
Very, very warm welcome to this historic event. We have 4,300 delegates here today from 964 churches and organizations. But this is a conference with a purpose. And the purpose is to see the transformation of this nation.
Because as a matter of fact, the church was planning for genteel decline. It was planning to vanish into the shadows, but oh, with such good and impeccable taste, not really disturbing anybody at all. Now, one of the enormous problems on my desk, partly caused by yourself, of course, is that we've got to try and reclaim some of these places because we've run out of churches.
We're leaders in the kingdom of God. If you're wondering what our job profile is, you and I are personally responsible for the evangelization of planet Earth before the second coming of Jesus.
Would you give a very warm welcome, please, to Tony Blair.
It was what in the old days was called a working men's club. There was an 8-person committee that used to run that. And I used to say that the dynamics of that 8-person committee were just the same as the G8 world leaders, right? There was no difference between it. There'd be somebody who was always mouthing off. There would be the person who sat quiet until the right moment to come in. There would be the rivalries between the secretary and the treasurer and etc. And that's the way it is.
You're going to tell us which of the G8 leaders fits into that?
No, I'm not really.
We've exchanged emails now, and when I read his emails, it's like reading an epistle from Paul. It's like, oh my word. And I text back, wow, thanks, bro, you know? But I really do feel a love for Luigi and a thrill to develop a friendship. And I hope to maybe even hang out with him in Rome. And learn a lot. I've got a lot to learn, but...
And I think, Luigi, you're heading for Seattle, aren't you?
Definitely.
This is the starting point of all ministry, to feel loved by God. Not to know it, but to feel loved by God. It is the starting point for every ministry, every revival, every renewal, every great awakening.
I love HTB. I call it my home now. It's just an amazing place for me, and just have to say, that community which I felt is something which you often feel on the pitch. We often say something in rugby, it's, are you hurt or are you injured? And if you're hurt, get back to your feet because you're tougher than that. And if you're injured, sometimes you just need a helping hand up, and you get that in faith as well.
Then I was transferred into another prison. We started running the Alpha in there too, and there was just revival in the prison. The chapel only held 500, so we had to do 3 services on a Sunday. So 2 of the units became drug-free units because so many people were coming to Christ and being set free from drugs.
I begin to dare to believe that God might be doing a new thing in our nation.